Yo. Back again. It's SBD on the mic, design guy. Those are design guys. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat joining us on Twitch and YouTube. You can follow us on Electronic Dojo. Welcome to Community Corner episode 18. I can't believe we've done 18 of these already. The time has flown. Hope you guys are all good out there. Hope everyone's all well. Today's guest, we have Rush G, who is we're going to get into what he plays. Into the interview, but I'm going to bring him onto the stage now. I'd say, hope you guys are all well or good. Welcome our guest for this evening, Mr. Rush G. How are we doing, sir?
Hello, I'm not too bad. Do we go by government names or do we?
It's entirely up to you. Well, this is your show, man. This is your show. This is your time, man.
Hello, design guy. How are you?
I love it.
I am
What's
good.
Going on, bro? What's going on, bro?
Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, not a problem, man. How are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's nice to be live. I'm not used to this being live on Twitch and on YouTube and stuff. I've got an art, I feel, but great. Thank you. Great.
No, that's good. But you had a good day. Everything's all good today.
Yeah, fantastic. How about you?
Good. So as I say, we got Rush G on, Mr. Rush G himself. I say for those out there that don't know who you are, where you come from, or whatever, just introduce yourself and let the people know, man.
Yeah, sure. So this does feel very like I'm trying to keep it casual. It feels very formal. I think
it's not formal at all, bro. Like
the way I've dressed makes it feel like a job interview as well. But I'm Rush. People know me as Rush or Rush G. The OGs will know me as Rushy_23. That's an old CFN name, that one. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm known predominantly as the Ken content creator for Street Fighter 5. But I feel like people know me from Street Fighter 5 more than Street Fighter 6. But creating content, playing a lot of Street Fighter 5 through its entirety, really, from the beginning to the very end. That's where people know me from.
Fair. So when did you get what was your kind of first experience with fighting games? And I guess how did you kind of get into the scene? If you were you used to play them when you were younger, and then kind of just stumbled across people that played as well.
I thought there's two phases to this. There was the younger years, going back, small beginnings and stuff. But then there was a massive gap between the two. So I'll talk you through it. But I think the first game I ever not even played, I stumbled my eyes on, was Street Fighter 2 in the arcades. So I never played it. I just saw all the older kids just queuing up for the cabinets and stuff, and I was like, "Whoa, this looks really, really cool." So I don't. If anyone was around the local area, was it a Showcase Cinema in Warsaw? That they had a Street Fighter 2 arcade machine. I remember it vividly from the right hand side of the lobby as you walked in, and the queues were just mad for it. So I used to go family to the cinema, see the queues just it was just stacked, and I'd try and get as close as I could to the front to see what was going on. And I saw the game, I was just wowed by it, sort of thing. And I think my love for fighting games started then. So my parents could see that I liked Street Fighter. So when Championship or Champion Edition came out on the Mega Drive, that was my first real fighting game. So
really? Oh wow. Okay.
I had that, and I don't know if you remember this, but that was £60 brand new back then.
I
still can't believe it's this day. It was
games were pretty ridiculous back then. When you think about it, price wise, they were £60. I remember paying probably £65 for Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the SNES.
Mad, isn't it?
And obviously back then, it's is what it costed, and then you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
back, it's
yeah.
so expensive, man. And that version was terrible as well, like in terms of report. But I didn't know no better as a kid, so whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You just, I mean, yeah, you want it. Your
yeah,
parents know you want it, and
championship. Yeah, I remember because I had it, as I said last week. Like I got it for Christmas,
Mhm.
on the SNES, and like pretty much changed my life. Pretty much changed my life. But I can
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
and I used to play the Mega Drive one as well, like my
Mhm.
friends, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's back then. I feel like life, obviously, life is so much more simple back then. But I
yeah,
just, yeah, you just get so absorbed into the games at that younger age. But yeah, I mean, from there, I played Street Fighter with like, my friends and family. None of us were any good at it. I was the best one out of everyone, but no one was any good. But
yeah,
from that, you probably relate to it. I just wanted to play every single fighting game that came out. So it
yeah,
doesn't matter if it was. I didn't even know what was good or bad at the time. So I remember
yeah.
playing things like so obviously Mortal Kombat. I played. I think Eternal Champions was another one I played.
Yeah, Mega Drive, yeah.
The random one. I think it had like monsters where you like destroy cities whilst you're fighting. I think it was King of the Monsters.
Was it Rampage or Primal Rage?
I know it was like you actually like you'd pick like a I don't know what you call like a dinosaur or something. But you
It's
actually
Dinosaur
like,
Wolf, and yeah, I think it was Rampage.
I know, but this one you actually fought on top of cities, so you're like the whole
Oh,
landscape.
Was it King of the
I
Monsters?
think it's King of the Monsters. Yeah, yeah. It's like random like fighting games like that. I played like
Yeah,
anything I could get my hands on. I would just want to play it, like the Alpha series.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but there was a period of time. I think it was when I was like late teens where I just didn't play anything. So I didn't play any fighting games. I was still playing games here and there.
Yeah,
But like to me, a lot of people are gonna like hate me even more now. But like, so yeah, I'm a Street Fighter 5 player. Everyone hates Street Fighter 5 players, but I never played like the Street Fighter 3 or Third Strike or Second Impact. I never even remember them coming out. Like I just wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't active in the scene or anything. Then
Yeah,
not saying that I was in a scene, but I just wasn't.
yeah,
playing
but you
fighting
wasn't
games.
really. Yeah, if you don't know, you
Yeah.
don't know. Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. So I remember Street Fighter 4 coming out, but I had a copy of it, but I didn't really play it too much. I didn't really get invested in it at all. So for me, Street Fighter 5 was the game where it like pulled me into that scene, like the FGC, and like I got to know the scene and stuff.
Okay.
But even that's a funny story because I just noticed the comments. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but with Street Fighter 5, what happened with Street Fighter 5 was so my 30th birthday, this would have been 2015. My girl at the time I was with, we were married, and she bought me a PS4 for my 30th. And I swear, like to this day, she regrets that moment because that's what triggered me to get Street Fighter 5, and then this whole I don't know this investment in Street Fighter 5. Sorry, Junti, I apologize. Yeah, that's where it all started. So she was the catalyst for it. She bought me that PS4. It's all her fault. So don't throw complaints at me. Direct them to her, please. She's at fault here for the Street Fighter 5 grind. But yeah.
So what was it about? Obviously you said like Street Fighter 5 kind of got you into the the FGC as we know it today. Like, what was it about Street Fighter 5 that kind of appealed to you then? Given that you didn't really play 3 or really 4 or the others like that.
If I'm honest, it wasn't even the game. To be fair, I think it was just the game came out, and I felt like I wanted to invest in a fighting game. I was like, okay, Rush, you've played fighting games all these years. You've never really understood what you're doing in them. You've been better than your friends and family, but you're still trash. So let's actually like understand what's going on in these games and figure it out. So yeah, I've actually got the book out. Actually, I've got a Street Fighter 5 guide. I bought the game. I bought the guide. I sat down and I was like, let me just read this book and understand what's going on. And I just got hooked into the process of learning fighting games. I mean, even like down to characters. I wanted to play Sagat in Street Fighter 5, but he wasn't like in the starting roster. So I just picked Ken because I just thought, okay, he looks kind of cool. So we'll just go with Ken. A logical choice, and that he's good in most games. So I just got it. I think it was more about the process. I didn't really know what was a good fighting game, bad fighting game. I still think Street Fighter 5 was a good game, especially towards the end. But I'm gonna get flamed for that as well.
No, you free speech, man. Free speech and community corner. Free speech, man.
But it's just I think it was the process. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I got like obsessed with the process. I feel like it was a really enjoyable experience, and I was thinking about Street Fighter like morning, noon, and night. Like no matter where I was, if I was on the toilet, if I was at work, if I was having conversations with people, if I was at birthday parties, I'd be thinking about, man, I shouldn't have lost to that Chun like a few days back, sort of hanging around. Just random things like that. So
So I say it's more the process. You kind of just got engrossed in the learning and like combos and frames and all the rest of it. It was the actual learning that kind of brought you in more than the game, so to
Yeah,
speak. Yeah.
yeah, definitely that, definitely that.
So what was it that made you apply it to Street Fighter 5 and not really any other game? Was it just okay? Now I'm stuck here. This is what I'm gonna do.
I mean, the only other thing that I tried when around that time was Tekken 7. That
Yes.
when that dropped, I think that came out after Street Fighter 5. So I tried Tekken 7 and I did like it, but I felt like I already had a strong investment in Street Fighter 5. So I was like,
Yes.
it's going to take a lot for me not to do this. I mean, if I'm honest, the bigger questions I should have been asking at the time is why am I investing this much time into a fighting game rather than like
Yeah.
upskilling myself in my career and I don't know, just
Yeah.
self-improvement and stuff. But yeah, it was just I was so locked into Street Fighter 5 and I'd already had this foundation, the YouTube channel and stuff was growing. I was just on that path then. So I just followed it through really.
Yeah. So I guess we'll get to the YouTube stuff and that a bit later. But I think so did you already have the channel before you started playing Street Fighter, or was it or did you start the channel when you had Street Fighter after Street Fighter 5?
It was about the same time. I think I started it. So I had MKX before Street Fighter 5. So I was playing that.
Yes.
And I started doing this like it was literally just an experiment. I thought, let me just stuck some content on YouTube. It was literally like fatalities and secret brutalities. I was chucking on the channel.
Okay,
so,
fair.
Yeah, so it was like it wasn't good content at all. I just put it on YouTube and thought, whatever, people watch it, they'll watch it. And then as I was learning Street Fighter 5, I thought to myself, I feel like I'm understanding things. So let me put explanations of what I've learned on the channel to help just people that were learning it. So, things like frame traps and hit confirms, all that's on YouTube already at the time. But I was explaining it in my sort of way. And I think people that were new to the game either like found me, just followed me, or I think some people said that the way I articulated things, I broke it down to like a very granular level. That's because for me, I needed to understand it at a granular level. Yeah. I think people like that about it as well. So yeah, none of it was intentional. It was just like an experiment, really. So
yeah. Oh, fair enough. And then I guess obviously it's still carried on now. So yeah, we get back to like the YouTube and stuff. But with like obviously you playing Street Fighter 5, and obviously you played it from the beginning to the end. Like, were you like attending events and things at that point in time as well, or was it mainly just like online and like putting up content on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, the grind was definitely more content orientated and sort of like trying to progress myself as a player. But I did a fact check. I did a fact check before this. So I checked on Challenge and on Start UG. I'd entered a total of 75 events. So that's that's more than I even thought. So
that's a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, these are predominantly online events, especially because like Street Fighter 5 there was a very strong online community, but because of COVID and things. I remember in COVID,
yes, of course.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of we were. To be fair, even that in itself, Street Fighter 5, that aspect of the community was mad because it was a small community, but we were really closely knit together. So during COVID, where we were in isolation, weren't seeing people, I noticed we were all online a lot more. So we were bouncing from stream to stream. We were entering all these events, and we were really like bringing people up, like new events. We were trying to like bring them up and get players into those events. So that's probably where a lot of the numbers came from. I feel fair. So
I guess like with the YouTube channel and stuff now, like obviously you started it and there was no real aim at the time to kind of was there an aim? Was it like, or was it literally let me just put stuff up and see what happens kind of thing, and then it's kind of just organically grown?
I think even with that, it's gone through phases, but I feel like you do start seeing the numbers go up, and that gets quite addictive. It's I think just with social media in general, you want to see the growth. There was the monetization as well. Like back when I started, you didn't need 1,000 subscribers to monetize as well. So I think you earned money as long as you applied for it. You'd get monetization. So the monetization was always nice. I mean, back in the day, I was only earning like about £10 a month. Off the videos.
It's still a check, man. It's still a check.
It's too much, but like you see the numbers. But I think for me, it was just seeing people appreciate the content and just seeing people invested in your uploads and wanting to see you do well. It's kind of weird because I feel like my channel was always small, but I feel people were very invested in like what was going on, and that was a massive motivator for me to keep pushing on, because people remember in the streams and in the content, like I was crashing out all the time, like playing the game. It had some really low moments, but I just kept going because I didn't want to disappoint people, and I was very invested. So yeah, it's a number of different factors, I feel. Yeah.
So you were like streaming a lot at the time as well, unlike Twitch and stuff.
Nah, at the very beginning, you'll laugh at this. So when I was streaming, like what I was doing was this: I started streaming on my PS4. And then I found out you could, use your PC to upgrade your stream and have have an overlay and stuff. So I was using, I feel like my wife got it bad, so I robbed her laptop. I deleted because her laptop wasn't meant to be like a gaming laptop. It wasn't a streaming laptop. It was like the lowest spec possible at that time. And I deleted all the apps. I wiped everything that wasn't needed on that computer. I wiped it all. And I ran I think it was the Elgato software at the time. And like that barely ran, but I had that like on the floor with like a fan on the floor blowing against it, and then that linked to my PS4. Oh man, it was a mess when I was streaming.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it was something streaming I never really ever thought about getting into. But I found out about the scene, I found out about Twitch and stuff. So I was like, even before Twitch actually, I think I was streaming on YouTube at the very beginning. So
just directly,
it's just what people were interested in seeing, and like I wasn't even good at the game when I started streaming. I was terrible, but it just evolved bit by bit as time went on, which I think things naturally do when you're invested in them, don't they? So,
of course.
Yeah.
So I guess like nowadays, obviously with like your YouTube channel, is there a kind of specific thought process of, okay, well, this week I'm going to do this week I'm going to do that? Because I need some advice, to be honest, from my YouTube channel, because I am nowhere near 1,000 subscribers right now. Little Milo Books on YouTube for those out there. But is there like?
I should have got that. I've got the book actually. I should have got it to flex.
So like nowadays when you're doing content, is there more of like a kind of structured form of, okay, well, this week I'm going to drop this kind of content, this week I'm going to drop that kind of content, or is it still pretty like freestyle with how you do things?
So I remember watching the Immortal Soul episode you did, and
shout out to the man. Shout out
to Immortal Soul. Yeah, it was very similar to what they said, where you have to, if you're pumping out content consistently, you do pull in more people. So the consistency grind is one thing, but I feel like if you tap too much into consistency, quality goes down. So I've gone through like ups and downs with how I approach things. I think Immortal mentioned about clipping little clips of interesting bits of gameplay or realistic plays, and that to me is quite lazy content, but it does get numbers that pulls people in. So I feel what I've learned from the process, I feel trying very different things, but being consistent and trying to make the best quality videos with that consistency. So I do a variety of different things. There's different games. There's explanations. There's like stream highlights. There's controller videos.
Yeah.
So I've got my sort of niche, and I feel like I've built that niche up and I've tapped into it. So people expect that from me, and then I mix within those niches that I've tapped into. So Tekken, for example, you see some of the Tekken videos, like they don't have many views at all, and that's because I'm not known for Tekken at all. People don't really want to watch me play Tekken, so I understand it. But I feel like with the books, like I'm trying to relate to that. I mean, it's difficult on the spot, but I feel if you're doing what you're doing consistently, but providing information about what you do, that would be the best thing to do. But books and things would have a bigger reach, I feel, than this sort of
more
stuff.
Of a wider kind of market, like children's books and stuff, of course.
But it's drawing those people and it's getting their attention, I feel. You don't have to do anything. Like one of the, I think it's on it. I mean, don't click on it, whatever you do. But one of the things I did recently, was I think it was last year. I always said I would do a hot tub stream for Street Fighter 5, but it never happened. But people kept talking about it, like, when's this hot tub stream coming? When's this hot tub stream coming? So the joke was I'd do it in the bathtub during COVID. That was the plan. So I did it like recently. I streamed Street Fighter 5 from like my actual bathroom in the bath with water in and everything. Mate, it was mad. But like, I mean, that didn't go into too many videos. But I feel like doing interesting things, not to that. I don't want you in a bath reading books.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be in the bath like reading children's stories. That's a bit creepy, to be honest. But
yeah. But I think just trying different stuff.
Different things, like, just trying different things.
Yeah. Trying different things.
No, that's fair.
I think the main thing, I think consistency and quality. Like, I think people underestimate like how consistent you need to be, but also like just booting up your PC and just saying randomness down the mic and saying, do this and do that in a fighting game. Yep, job done. Like and subscribe. You're not going to pull people in. You've got to like educate people or entertain people. I think that's the two niches that you kind of have to do with YouTube. It's got to be entertaining, educational,
yeah.
informative.
And
So
do you enjoy creating the content as well? Is the thing, because I know sometimes, like for me, given everything else I do at the time, it's like it's a bit of a it's not long, but it's like another thing I have to do, finding time and all the rest of it. So I guess, how do you find the time to create all the content and stuff and to be consistent with it?
Yeah, that's a topic in itself. So I enjoy the process and I love seeing like the finished product. And I feel like I've got very good at pumping the videos out. Like I know the sort of quality I want to aim for, and that sets the bar for like how much time I put into it. Like I'd love to like spend another week on a video, for example, but for me, I'm trying to get a video done. If I'm locked in, like that controller video, I recorded it last night, edited it for the most part, and then I published it. I did like the final check this morning, published it this morning. So that was like a couple of hours turnaround for it's a very decent video sort of thing. But I know the process. But yeah, that's the challenge. The challenge is when you've got other hobbies, interests, you've got the responsibilities, trying to fit it in. Like the things I've done in the past, I'm not proud of the things I've done in the past to get videos out, but I giving you a sneak peek. So when I used to work nights, my boss said, now I twisted their words. They said, if your work's done, and as long as you're awake for the night, you're not falling asleep, bring stuff in to do. So I used to bring, I don't know whether to be proud or embarrassed by this. I used to bring my PS4 to work with my microphone and go into like a meeting room at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning and start recording. I was recording content. So I was doing like, there's a series I did where it was how to punish with Ken in Street Fighter 5. So I was doing videos on how to punish characters. We can actually hear like through the microphone, the room's really echoey and stuff. It's absolutely mad, but I was doing things like that to make the content, you know what I mean? Like really just cutting into time that I shouldn't have been using for content making. It was wild, man.
No, you use efficient, man. Use efficient, put it that way. Use efficient.
Yeah.
Nah, that's sick. That's sick.
Probably should have admitted that. My current employer, I don't do that. I work from home. I sat at my desk.
Disclaimer. Cool. Let me where's this gone now? I'm trying to get back the is it this one? Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna get back your YouTube. Add it back. Just gonna get the YouTube back. So obviously there's a lot of things that goes into the YouTube process. Obviously there's like the coming up with the concepts, actually filming and editing, and then obviously creating overlays and stuff. Is that like all these things that you do yourself essentially?
Yeah, for the most part. I think I had some help with the controller overlay. So I actually paid someone to help me with that. That was mainly for the streams. I think somebody helped. Actually, no, I think a lot of the graphics I've done. One of the things that I couldn't do myself, and I'll explain why. But I couldn't get my socials. I wanted them to fade in, fade out, and then change to like the next. So the Twitch one fade in, fade out, then the YouTube one fade in, fade out.
Yeah.
And I honestly couldn't. It's a limitation of the software I was using. I couldn't get it to work, and I actually got a friend to do that for me, so he helped me out.
Oh,
so,
fair.
Yeah, I'd say 95% of the stuff was done by myself. It was just all a learning process. You've got
like the equipment wise to like record and everything else is all set up and just
yeah. I mean, it's like you just accumulate all this gear over time, and you get used to using it and stuff. So yeah,
it's true. Now these are like these are some nice overlays, man. Like very like standard eye-catching type stuff. Like this one's pretty funny to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, the software I use. I mean, this is where you're not gonna be happy at all. So when I first started editing videos, this is like I don't know if I told some people this. So on that laptop that I was using, that old crummy dead laptop, I was using Windows Movie Maker to make my videos. Wow. I didn't switch from that. I must have been using it for about 5 years. Like a lot of the videos, I'd say only the last 2-3 years I switched to something a bit better. So I was using that, and it was really limited. But I feel like that helped because it was so basic. It was really easy to make videos in that software. But there came a time where I had to switch to like 60 FPS, and I wanted to actually control the bit rates and stuff. So you can't do that with Windows Movie Maker. So I had to switch. But the thumbnails. It's an app I've used for a long time. It's called Paint.net. So it's a free software. But that's what I've been using from the very start for editing on your phone.
Nah. Trust me, Jassy. Shout out Jassy. He does some madness on the phone. I don't understand. Some of the stuff he's produced on his phone is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
in the WhatsApp group, yeah, some of the stuff
yeah,
we've
yeah, yeah,
seen
yeah.
is,
Right,
yeah,
right,
it's
like,
got that
they
Gen
say
Z
you use
mind.
what works. You use what works,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Like I said, that
I,
that
I
that
can I can never do it on my phone. Like Jesse, you're a master. You're a master.
yeah,
Shout out to you,
it's
man.
an
For
art
real.
that is, but yeah, Paint.net is like a how to explain it. It's so Microsoft Paint. I know I'm talking about all the Microsoft apps here. So
Yeah,
for video editing now, I use Shotcut. So I have upgraded that. But with
yeah.
the thumbnails, it's an app called Paint.net, and it's basically
Okay.
Microsoft Paint, but just like actually good. Like you actually do
Yeah,
stuff on it. So it's super basic, but I know my way around it to do stuff like that. Would be the next thing really. I think I'd have to like invest in an actual proper video edit. An image editing software, but it does the job, and it has its own
yeah.
color
It
wheel
works
as
for what
well.
you do and it's consistent, so it's good. Now that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mhm.
So I guess transitioning a little bit from like the YouTube and stuff now. Obviously, on the channel we can see. Let's go back. We can see that you have like Street Fighter 4, 5 content, of course. Tekken, also Street Fighter 6 content as well. So
Mhm.
are you playing like are you actively playing both at the moment, or are you
It's a bit all over the place. So I mean, I'll I'll hit Street Fighter 5 just out of like curiosity. Like there's no one
yeah,
playing it now. It's dead. It is dead.
yeah.
But like
Oh,
I
okay,
may,
okay.
somebody may ask for like a few sets, and I may just jump on like once or twice, like a month sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, I mean the dilemma I'm in with modern fighters is Street Fighter 6. Oh, I'm gonna get flamed again. I'm not
No,
that.
talk now. Talk.
No, it's fine.
Let whatever's on your heart, let it out, man. Let it
Yeah,
out, man. Let it out.
I'm not a big fan of it. It's like for the main thing for me is it just feels heavy, clumsy. It just doesn't feel like I can really. My movement just isn't there in that
Mm.
game compared to 5. I feel, and it's hard to like break that comparison from like, the game that you first got to know like so
Yeah,
well.
yeah, of course, of
And
course. 'Cause I
yeah,
think like when you come in on like a certain game, any game after that's going to be held to that kind of standard.
yeah.
So like you're always going to be comparing. Oh well, it doesn't feel like such and such game. Like everyone does it. It's like the same thing when like when it was 09 and like Street Fighter 4 came out. The guys that used
Mhm.
to play Street Fighter 3 was like, this game's terrible. And then Street Fighter 5 came out, and then the guys that used to play Street Fighter 4 were like, this game is terrible. It's just aside because you're always going to be
Yeah,
held to like the game that you held up there, really. So it's
this is it.
understandable.
Yeah.
So
I
is
think
it so? So what kind of issues is it that you have with the game in regards? Is it just feeling clunky? Is it like other like system stuff as well, or
it's I think the main 2 points I'd say are I feel you're forced into the RPS a lot. Even like full screen, you can be forced into RPS, and you're being forced to make decisions all the time. Like there's no I do run into some players who play passive like me. They play like they're methodical, they're thinking. No, not ripping anyone when I say that, but you know what I mean. They're trying to take their time to decide what they want to do. Whereas you have other people who are just constantly doing drive. I mean, Ginger just mentioned it. Drive rush every 2 seconds, just trying to get in on you and just mix the crap out of you. Like I hate Ken in this game, and I hate playing against Ken players. I will lose to like an 1800 MR Ken, but then I also lose to like a 1300 MR Ken in the exact same style. I'm just flipping out. So I do feel the thing with 6 is I actually had this conversation. I think I replied to one of my YouTube comments with it, and I said you can get to master, which we all know master is easy to get to in this game, but you can get to master by just using the drive system. You don't need to learn anything else. You don't need to learn anti-airs. You don't need to learn hit confirms. You don't need to learn optimal like punishes or combos. Just use the drive system. Just use it, and you will get to master. And it takes away like the Street Fighter elements for me. The bits that I really like mastered in Street Fighter 5 and I enjoyed, they are there. And in some ways, they're actually better in 6 than they are in 5. But it's hard to get to those when you're playing these like absolute psychopaths. So it's mad. It's not a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
For me, at least, anyway.
I was just getting in, and then it's just like,
Corner,
that's fair.
Throw loops, and then
but the throw loops, the throw loops, the throw loops. So what did you think of? I think you've got video on Capcom Cup. What did you think of Capcom Cup in terms of like as a viewer and as like a watcher? Like
it was. I'll be honest. Like watching high level Street Fighter 6 is like it's so entertaining. Like I know people say it's boring, but because I understand the game, I really enjoyed it. Like Capcom Cup, I even watched the SFL finals the next Sunday as well, and it was. I really enjoyed it. Like I was watching it, and even like the kids like crowded around me were watching it, so they enjoyed it. Who were they rooting for again? I think I've got twins. One of the twins was rooting for Punk to win. Well, the US team, and the other one was wanting the Japanese team to win. But I'm watching. You know what it is with Street Fighter 6 at high level? Like it's the highest level, and everything's just done. The level of skill is just, it baffles me how people can be so consistent at what they do in this game, because I'm there trying to do it at like 1600 MR, and it's just, my brain is just frazzled, my hands are fried. It's just like they're so good at what they do. But I'm not saying this is the reason, but people aren't playing like crazy as crazy. Like I said, that
like online there's a bit more of a random factor, and like I feel like there's probably like, for your point of view, there's probably like less control of how people play online, because it's just free for all. Which kind of gets to the point where
but I know it does get, I've seen on Twitter a lot of comments about how it's repetitive and it's very samey. It is very samey, but I do feel like the intricacies of what the two players are doing
at the highest level,
the knowledge and the skill is just ridiculous in this game, probably more than I saw in Street Fighter 5. Maybe it's because it can be, what's the word, it can be displayed more, it can be highlighted more, sort of thing. So
So how do you feel about Tekken? How do you feel about Tekken 8? Obviously I know there's a bit of controversy with the season 2 announcements and stuff, but
I've seen some videos. I'm gonna plug somebody else. Actually, you need to watch this guy called Lamkin. So I play Law in Tekken, and Lamkin makes Law videos, and his video on season 2 is mad. It's I think Mike Holloway, I think somebody on the podcast that they did recently referenced Lamkin's video as well, so it's done the round, sort of thing. But Tekken for me, I'm playing Tekken because I'm not playing as much 6. But Tekken for me, the reason why I like Tekken, I think aesthetically it looks sick, it looks mad, and I think watching it, if you understand the game or not, it's very entertaining to watch. But I feel like, this may sound silly, but I feel like I can move in that game. I feel like what I want to do and achieve in that game happens when I want it. Whereas I don't feel like in 6, I feel stuck. Like I can't do what I want to do all the time. So that's what I like about Tekken. But really, I feel like Street Fighter should feel like that. But that could be a me thing, I don't know. But so I like that about Tekken. But the more I'm playing it, the more I'm realizing Tekken 8 specifically is just mad. Like you can just play full rushdown and you can make it in this game. So I'd even say that compared to Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6 has Drive Rush, which is the main chaotic mechanic. Take that out, it's not too bad, I don't feel. Whereas Tekken is just like round start, heat, into like corner, into like 50-50s. It's insane. That I played Tekken. When did I play Tekken? I think it wasn't yesterday, the day before. Maybe it was yesterday. And maybe I didn't notice it as much, but people were just playing like insane. Just all they want to do is just destroy you and like humiliate you, and then just one and done. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So I still like it, and there's a lot of stuff I don't know about Tekken in terms of matchups and my movements. I'm playing Tekken like it's a 2D game, not a 3D game. But it's very aggressive. It's super aggressive. But with season 2, you can see the direction they're going in. They're trying to buff the aggression again, I feel. So.
It's mad because obviously I think a couple of days before they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna add, we want it to be more defensive and this, that, and the third. And then the actual Tekken talk came out, and then it's like, you're getting chip damage on like tech throws and stuff, and
it's
all sorts of like, I've not seen all of like the changes, but it sounds pretty mad. And there's been a lot of discourse on Twitter, let's just say, about what's happening with that game. So then, are there any other like new gen fighting games that you're playing or interested in, or maybe like down the line, or is it just really like Tekken and Street Fighter for now?
I think City of the Walls. I think I know that the beta's out at the moment, with the second beta, but I will probably try it more when it comes out. I'll grab it and I will just spend a bit of time just trying to. Cause I haven't played it at all, so I don't know much about it. SNK games I've never really invested in, played in at all. I played any of them at all. Actually, no, tell a lie. I played Fatal Fury, the first one. That was the first I ever played when I was a kid. but I don't know much about them. I've seen little things, but even like the rev system, I get it, but I don't know how it feels. I don't really understand it fully, how it integrates with each other, all the different mechanics. So I'll give it a shot. But I'll be honest, man, when I'm not playing fighting games, if I'm gaming, I'm playing stuff like Minecraft with the kids, and that's Minecraft is a sick game. It's so chill. I love that game. So it's a different time now. I feel like back in Street Fighter 5, going back to Street Fighter 5, I was just invested. Like it was. There's times I love Street Fighter 5 more than I love my wife. I'll be honest. Like there was definitely times where I felt that way. I'm not going to say my kids because I don't want to get banned or cancelled. But yeah, with these, I don't feel. Even if I liked Street Fighter 6, I don't feel like I would have that level of investment. I do feel like it's an age thing. It's just where I am in life, sort of thing. And it's
And I guess at that time, it's kind of like lightning in a bottle. Like the process was so good that you just wanted to do that. So you don't feel like you'd ever be able to do that again, like just because of like life circumstances and stuff.
Yeah. The want is definitely there. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, what did I say to people? I'm going to retire. That's it. I'm done with fighting games. But no, anyone that says they're retiring fighting games never retires. So that never happens.
Never retires. Like. To be fair, I consider myself to talk because I don't play it all, but
I've never seen you play a fighting game.
Now I told you I'm active, man. When Marvel 2 dropped, I was active. When obviously Fatal Fury Beta dropped, I was active. I'm gonna play. I feel like I'm gonna play it, and I was playing King of Fighters for a bit, to be fair as well. But I like as much as I want to be more active, I'm just not like I don't.
Yeah, I understand.
No, oh my god! Why would you even? Why would? Okay,
that's fine. Go
to Jinx's episode where I break down how I used to bring every single fighting game. You know, like you said earlier, like you just want to play every fighting game. Literally, any fighting game that came out on PS2, I'd just buy it and I'll bring it down to his house.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex, I got this. I was the one that every single game he played was through me. All the fighting games, like Bleach on the DS, like all sorts. Anyway, get out of here, man, Alex. Get out of here. Nah, but I'm gonna try and play thingy because I think I just didn't gel with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I've got Tekken, but I was never really gonna play that at any kind of. It was okay. It's a fighting game. It's out. Let me purchase it. Played Mortal Kombat for a bit as well, but I think
MK1 that is.
Yeah, I think Fatal Fury. I'm gonna kind of try because I would like playing the beta. Like I really enjoyed it, and I think like the online's all right. And I'll try and get some games in and get some streams on and stuff. I may actually stream that game.
That'd be good
so
to see.
We'll see.
I'm curious, but we've like because like again, See the Wars SNK games. I don't really like know them too well, but what is it specifically that you like about that game? Because a lot of people compared it to Street Fighter 6, saying it's very similar in terms of mechanics. It sounds like it's similar.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a case of like, let me look over and see your homework. Like, there's definitely some similarities in regards to how certain things are. Just similar how like obviously there's the Burnout. There's a similar kind of system with Burnout in there. There's similar kind of like drive impact type thing called Rev Blow. But there's no drive rush. There's no drive rush.
There you go. Perfect game.
So I think for me it just feels because again, as we say, you're always going to kind of compare it to the games that you kind of play. Like I really liked Street Fighter 4, and I feel like when I was playing, just like it's not as mad as Street Fighter 4, but just kind of the pacing and. As you say, it's not like okay, someone's just gonna rush in from halfway across the screen now and do craziness. There's the pacing and there's like neutral and stuff, and I enjoy that kind of side of it. So I just think I enjoy it. Whereas you say with drive rushes and all heat rushes and all the rest of it, like it's crazy. But we'll see how long because I give it like when it comes out, maybe a month's time. I'll be like. I'm retiring to carry on with my children's books. So
it's an investment. We've all been there. You look at like, I look at Tekken now and I'm like, wow, this is a very you got legacy knowledge to catch up on like 30 years or something. It's like
that's one thing about Tekken is like I feel like there's too much legacy knowledge. Like people were playing from like 3s, 4s, and 5s, and there's probably still stuff back then that still kind of carries over in terms of Tekken and learning. Like 20 odd moves per character, and then this string does the high. And I could never do. Tekken is a very, very tough game, and I think given everything that's happened with season 1 and then season 2, it's going to be interesting to see where that game goes and how people are receptive. Because I think it's out next week. I think.
Yeah, I think 1st of April. I think there is like an early access. I don't understand it because I think you purchase it. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how you purchase it. So I think it comes out on the 1st of April. But if you purchase the 1st of April, you get access to the characters early or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not too sure, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah, fair. So yeah, like I think just literally, I just remembered there was something that happened according to YouTube, it happened a year ago now. This
Oh.
one match right here. So let me click on this and let's go. Shout outs to the designer that did the overlay, which was obviously me. So yeah, obviously this happened. We had a dojo event obviously a year ago. And how did this money match come about actually? How did this come about?
So I'm gonna tell you my story. I feel like I'm being you haven't got a coach lined up to join, have you?
No. He's not gonna ambush you. He's not gonna
Okay. Cool. So yeah, see, Zan had mentioned doing this like a while back, and I think it's one of the things where I heard him say it, and I was like, yeah, that'd be cool, sort of thing. But I didn't like really lock into the idea. So at the final round, I never really thought about it, and I think we were all battered at the end of the tournament. We were all tired. And
Yeah.
And obviously, he mentioned paying the set, and this is factual. People will say I'm lying. It's factual. Somebody in the crowd at Belong said money match. I feel like it was Zayn. I feel like Zayn said money match. £10 money match, something like that. And I was like, yeah, man, make it a money match if you want, sort of thing. That was just a general statement. It wasn't to Zan, it wasn't to Zayn, it wasn't to anyone. It was just I just said it, and then the conversation just escalated. It's like, yeah, and then I know Zan is Zan don't mess about. So when he said, yeah, let's do it, I thought he's not going to want to put £10 down. He's going to want to put down bigger money.
A bit bigger amount,
yeah. So I just plucked out the number 100, and then I thought, shit, Rush, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because maybe it was a bit much. I don't know. And obviously he was cool. It was fine. And then it just progressed from there. So yeah, I turned what should have been a friendly 1st to 10 to like Street Fighter buddies. Two people that shared this journey in Street Fighter 5, whether you like the game or not. I know Zan isn't too. He didn't particularly like the game. Just we'll say, keep it PG. But I turned it to a money match and took that £100 off him, and then felt bad about it like afterwards.
Yeah, because I remember I remember obviously I was streaming the tournament beforehand, and then it was just like, as you say, everyone was just shattered after the tournament now, and then it's just like all of a sudden I saw you guys sitting back down, and I'm just like, what's even happening here? Yeah, and then it was like, oh snap, okay, let's go.
It ruined a friendship, because I think you even ended the stream. I remember you ended the stream. I think you had
to I feel like I probably ended it, and then I was like, I was in the process of saying like, yeah, the stream's done, blah blah, and then it was like, yeah, we need to get this back on. So yeah, it was just mad. I remember when, but to be fair, Street Fighter 5 looks good, man. Street Fighter 5 looks good, man.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna.
This is a free platform, man. Like, speak your mind, man.
Even when I saw like, the art for the show, like this episode, I saw it said Street Fighter 5 YouTube content. I saw, because you know what it is. I feel like you're not allowed to say Street Fighter 5 in 2025. I try every month. I try to somehow reference Street Fighter 5 somehow. Like today, I did it in the chat. People weren't impressed, but I don't know. It's not again for me. If I'm to give you my big speech on Street Fighter 5, it was I enjoyed my journey, and I stuck with a game. It was trash when it first arrived. It was
it was
terrible. It was a terrible product when it first came out, but because I didn't know any better and I stuck with the process, like I got to appreciate it at its best. And I feel like it was hard for people that gave up on it early. They tried to come back later on. It was hard because the roster was massive. Like 2 V triggers, 2 V skills. Everyone had established like a lot of knowledge in the game. So it was hard to
changes and stuff. Yeah,
there was all this tech, and I think it's a very simplistic game, but like there was a lot of mastery to it. But again, if you missed that sort of like learning curve, you were way behind, and I can see how it was quite daunting. So and it was, again, I go back to the community. The community was like a very small, but like a very tightly knit community. Like you'd literally be in you'd be in my stream, then I would end my stream, we'd go to someone else's stream, then you see the same people from my stream in that stream, and they would jump into like someone else's stream, and it was constantly like that. I feel like I was on Twitch all the time. Like it was on all the time on my phone or on my PC or on the TV or something. So it was that probably exists in Street Fighter 6 as well, but I feel like the player base is massive, if you know what I mean. And we're not forced to be in that situation now, because obviously COVID is, thankfully it's done and dusted to a degree. We can go out now and stuff, so you're not forced to be in that online environment. So
yeah.
That's my little speech.
No, it's fine. So I guess with Street Fighter 5, do you feel like it was the right time to end when it did, then, or do you feel like it could have gone on? Because obviously at that point, as you say, the roster was massive. Like Like I remember I started playing when it came out, and then I think probably midway through season 1, I checked out for whatever reason, and then over time, I say the game was getting better, more changes, is better reception and stuff. Do you feel like it probably could have gone on a bit more, or do you feel like at the time when like, you know, okay, now Street Fighter 6 is coming out, do you feel like it was kind of the right time?
I think there's two camps. I think there's people that would have carried on playing it if it continued, because the last season, I can't remember how long it actually lasted, but it still felt quite fresh to me at the end to a certain degree, because they made some changes, and those changes were still being explored, even down to like V-Shift when they introduced that. I think that was like season 4, I think. I feel like that hadn't been fleshed out that much. People weren't using it as much as they should have been, and that was like a big mechanic. Like it was, I think it ruined the game for a lot of people, but for me, I thought it was kind of cool. But there's a lot more exploration to be had. But I think generally people were bored of the game, and because we knew 6 was coming, it was like people were like gagging to jump ship. They were like, especially the 5 haters, they were like, let's axe this game, let's kill it off, never speak on it again, and let's all get on this new game. And a lot of people I know, I'm not saying the majority of people, it's definitely not the majority of people, there's a lot of people I know that aren't that fond of 6, similar to me. So we're in this weird spot now where it's like, we will play 6 and we appreciate the good things in 6, but you know, I think if there was something going on in 5 now, like a monthly tournament, for example, I think it would get people joining. Like I've seen I think the Mix-Up has got Street Fighter 5 on PC. I saw Combo Breaker's got Street Fighter 5 on as well. So there's people still doing stuff for Street Fighter 5, but it's you don't want to be doing like a weekly for it. Like, that's over.
That's not gonna happen now. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, monthly. I spoke about it in my Discord. We spoke about like potential of doing a monthly, and I would love to do it. I really would, but it's challenging. I wouldn't be able to like give a consistent sort of date on when I can do it each month, and you need that consistency, I feel, as well. Like my plan was to do a monthly online, and put a decent amount of money up to draw more people in, but also like pay the commentators as well. Like you know, give back to that community. So but it's, I don't know, maybe when the kids grow up and I'm older, I can revive the game in like 2020, like, I don't know, 2060 or something.
So how is it when you're playing now? I say, is it pretty quiet online now, like on PC and stuff, or
it's dead? So I think that recent Street Fighter 5 video I did was an experiment. It's an interesting video actually. It's an experiment to see like how many people would be online if I just left. I'm going to say that I had annual leave that day, and I just left the PC on the background whilst I was doing stuff, and like I didn't get any matches at all. So I think I booted up about, the PC was on from about, Street Fighter 5 was on about say 10 o'clock. I didn't get my first game till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's mad. But at 2 o'clock onwards, matches were coming in. It was probably like after school time, after work time, and then as it went into the evening, there were people playing like ranked and casual. So I can't say exactly how many games I got, but I'd say I got a game on average every like say 20 minutes between say like 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So there was a window of time, but it's not, the problem is you've got people that are like fresh in diamond rank, or you've got like the odd master rank somewhere. So you haven't got that level of skill, I guess. You haven't got Problem X booting up on a random Tuesday. You know what I mean? So you haven't got the killers in there. But recently we did. Saltmine did a revival tournament. And a lot of people entered that. The revival tournament was the one where I did it in the bath. That's when I was in the bath streaming. So I was streaming Street Fighter 5 on the bath whilst playing a tournament, and the turnout in the stream and the turnout for the Saltmine tournament is really good. Really good. People like really enjoyed it. So, like I said, as a novelty, I think it's good to have it, but someone's got to step up. I know. Jas is going to say me, but listen, I'm more greys in the beard, limited time, and that. I'm getting old myself.
I've got a few coming like around here, but you know, it's still jet black for now.
The camera's hiding it, man.
But you know what? There's not much on the top, so that's where you got me beat, man. That's where you've got me beat.
Nah, if I lean forward, it's a different story. Luckily, I'm tall. I hide the back, so we're good.
Fair. Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool. So I guess before we kind of wrap up, and I guess like what's next for Rush G in terms of like content wise? Have you got any videos that you've been working on that plan coming up? Have you got any events that you're gonna be at, or are you trying to be at any events this year or anything like that?
I am thinking about Mix-Up just for that nostalgia. I was thinking about it, so I thought like go to Mix-Up, check out Street Fighter 5, but that's an excuse to join something else. So whether it's like Tekken, I'm going to get washed, but Tekken or Street Fighter 6, I could enter them as well. So I was considering that. But yeah, content wise, so I'm taking a much more casual approach to what I'm doing. I'm doing stuff that interests me, and I'm like pumping out like one major video, probably like a week, sometimes even like 2 weeks. So I don't really pump out consistent content, I wouldn't feel. But the big one is the controller situation. So I've had since the end of Street Fighter 5, my controller that I was using has been discontinued. So I've been on this hunt for like the controller, and like I've reviewed and bought so many pads for the last like 2 years. But today, Hori released a brand new fight pad.
Just today. Nice.
In Japan. So I got the email this morning. Like I feel like I keep waking up early to check my phone to see what's going on with this order. So I've imported it from Japan, and it's been shipped today. It's supposed to arrive on Tuesday, and I've got kind of got all my eggs in one basket with this pad, but I feel like on paper it is the right controller. So that will be a big thing for me, because obviously I'm going to review the pad and give people my opinions. But if the pad offers what I want in a controller, so I'm a 6-button fight pad user, that limits your choices. If it does what I want it to do, then I feel like the Street Fighter 6 grind will be a lot better for me, because you don't understand. Like, I'm struggling with the game, and I'm playing on this pad that I hate, and it's not very comfortable.
What pad are you using currently?
I was using it's called the B-Top. It's a B-Top pad. It's like from the PS3 era. So you got like you got limited mappings. The pad's like tiny hands. I haven't got it to hand at the moment. It's really small, and like it's not very comfortable. And what happens with those controllers is the D-pad over time gets super loose. So when you're trying to you're trying to crouch block. I'm trying to crouch block these crouching mini-kit drive rushes, and I think I'm crouch blocking. But I'm getting hit every time, and it's just between the pad and the game, it's infuriating. So fingers crossed it ticks all the boxes, and then I can actually like
start playing properly.
Start playing properly invest, and just take it from there. So I think that's like the big sort of scenario that I'm in at the moment. So
now, I might need to speak to you about that, because I feel like I'm kind of moving away from stick now. I ain't really, because I've got a stick, but I don't really use it to be honest. And like with the Fatal Fury beta, I was playing like on PS5 pad, and I don't like the PS5 pad. And I do like 6-button controllers, so I might have to check it out and see.
And so it's Hori Octa Pro. So I think it comes out in EMEA. I think it's like next month. I think at the end of next month, a month's time. But I'll let you guys know in the chat. I'll share the video and I'll pump it out. So.
Of course, man. Same, man. I feel like probably a good time to kind of wrap it up now. Have you got any shout outs? You shout out your socials and stuff, or any shout outs to any people out there before we kind of
I mean, obviously you guys, I got to know you guys through the infamous Zato1, he's like a friend that goes way back, like way before this fighting game stuff. So I've known him for ages, but I got to know you guys through him. So shout outs to Marv, shout out to you guys, shout out to the Discord, man. Like, I do feel like the leftover people from Five are in that Discord, and we don't even talk about just the fighting games anymore. We talk about everything, that's the Discord, the consortium, which will make no sense to you, but they'll know who they are.
Fair enough.
My baby mum for buying that PS4. This would never have started without you. I appreciate you
putting me on that path.
Put me on that path. So WMF as well. They were a big part of it as well. I did go to a lot of WMFs when they were very active. So the revival is happening right now. So shout out to them. So so that wraps it up.
Sick. Well, Rush. And again, obviously, shout out your YouTubes and stuff as well, man.
Yeah. If you don't know where I am, Rush G. I think if you YouTube Rush G Ken, it'll just come up. You'll see it. So,
and obviously Rush is also on Twitch as well at twitch.tv /Rush_G. Let's say shout outs to you, man.
Thank you.
And yes, again, Rush, thanks for coming on today, man. I appreciate the time and it's a great conversation. Let me get rid of this.
Thank you for your time and thanks for having me on.
Nah. No sweat, bro. No sweat, man. I say before we go, shameless plug, LittleMiloBooks.com for your children's books.
That's the one that I've got.
This is the one that you've got.
No, the one on the screen. You got the
this one. And here.
The gaming one, the kids love it.
Oh yeah, Power Up Penny, yeah.
Power Up Penny, that's the one they got. Yeah.
Sick. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, these are my children's books and stuff. You've seen me shilling them before, but This is the one with that you're talking about with the pixel art and stuff, which I did myself. LoveMyLoveBooks.com, Colin Books, Soft Toys, all the rest of that good stuff. But yeah, for now, Rush, thank you ever so much for your time.
Yeah,
appreciated. I'm gonna check out the the hot tub stream. Pause. I'm gonna check that out a bit later.
That's late night viewing. That one.
Yeah, trust me. But yeah, shout out to you for coming on. Appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that was in the chat today that joined us. We're gonna go on a short break. I'm not sure how long, so we won't have an episode next week, or probably the week after, but maybe the week after that I'll be back. As I say, I'm gonna try and round up some guests, maybe change a few things around with how it looks and stuff. Gonna upload the rest of the content, do some chopping and stuff. So we're gonna go on a break for maybe I'd say at least 2 to 3 weeks while I kind of shuffle a few things around, like personal stuff as well. But we'll definitely be back soon. So I say thank you guys for joining us. Rush, again, thank you. Maybe I should try Street Fighter 5. I feel like I want a game to play, to be honest. Like, is Street Fighter 5 the game I should play?
I don't. I personally wouldn't. It's so yeah. If you as soon as you build up the versus screen, you see then characters, and then you double it because of all the V triggers and B skills. Yeah, it's. I mean, if you're really invested, go for it. It'll be. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but for me, if the game's not active, there's no point, man.
There's a ton of characters, as you say. There's a ton of characters.
I wouldn't, man. Put that time into something else.
Why is everyone hating in the chat, man? Everyone's just hating me in the chat. I play games, I swear. Like I don't just design, man. I play games, man. Like allow me. I'm gone for now. Again, thanks a lot, guys, for everyone joining. Rush, thank you again for your time. Much appreciated. We'll be. Jesse said, "Don't entertain it." Nah, man. But remember, Jesse, when Marvel came out, I was busting heads on Marvel too. Still, come on, now. Ask you, Bennett.
You know what it is?
Josh, man.
They're holding back. You hold your potential back. You don't want to unleash the beast on these, man. That's what it is.
Exactly. I'm chilling. I'm out here doing side missions, making children's books and stuff, man. Like, man, but cool. But I'm gonna let you get off for now. Then, thank you for your time again, Rush. I appreciate it. We'll be back soon. You can follow us on Electronic Dojo on all socials, except Instagram, which is Electronic Dojo UK. Please follow us on there as we lost our old account and we're trying to build back up and stuff. I say Electronic Dojo and everything else. And of course, before I go, do not forget Versus Fighting is coming this August 15th, 17th. There will be information soon. Just working out the particulars, but do not forget Versus Fighting is on the way this year. One of the biggest tournaments of the year. Get to sign-ups and all that will be coming at some point. But yeah, for now, I'm gone. Rush, thank yous again. I'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks. See you later, guys. Appreciate you joining us. When is WrestleMania? April. When is WrestleMania? Is it middle of April? 20-something, Yassi? I can't remember. I cannot. Hold on. So Marvin, it looks like Marvin's just come in, and you did. This is your boy, and you're just jumping in now, Marvin.
No VOD, nothing. You missed everything. I'm joking.
This is how you do. All right, then I might push the time back a bit for you next time, Marvin. Next time, just for you. Safe. Alex said WrestleMania is Easter weekend. I am locked in. But for now, I'm not going to keep you talking about wrestling though. But for now, I'll see you later, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I'll see you later, guys. We'll be back in a couple of weeks while I round up some guests and stuff. Safe.